hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap for Love After Lockup, child. Okay. Dark side of the spoon. Season 5, episode 4. Baby. Okay, one thing we know we gonna get is the foolishness and the foolery. We got Donna out here in these streets in a freaking house dressed with a wooden spoon. We got Melissa talking about she feel like, losing virginity all over again, honey. We got periods happening, TMI, too much information, things we don't need to know. She's still stuck in high school in every sense, in every way that could possibly be. She's saying, I don't know if I could deal with it with you being on the outside and me not, knowing that you're here with me, because now that I done loosened you up and gave you some, you gonna be humping around with everybody out here in these streets. And I'm just like, girl, I'm gonna need you to seriously grow the hell up. Okay. Then we got Brittany and Andy arguing like cats and dogs. Baby, okay, y'all are not meant to be. Brittany, you do not want this man. You're not attracted to this man. You don't like this man. The sound of his voice seems like it make you want to throw up. I'm trying to understand, why are we here? Why are we here? Why are we here? Andy, you's dumber than I don't know what. You not catching on. You seem like you freaking clueless as a damn... Child, God gave roaches more sense than what Andy got, okay? I need him to go ahead and wake up. Meantime, you got Sheree out here trying to surprise damn parties, honey, with secrets and lies and, itineraries, okay? We want to basically have him like he on house arrest even though he just got out of jail. It is given this is going to be a hot-ass mess. Chelsea and Mikey seem like they the only ones up here that so far is not giving no drama. We just got her going ahead and taking him home and he having this heartbreaking reunion. Although Mikey, okay, for a minute I was giving you the side eye because no, sir, we do not want to go ahead and lay in your mama, okay, bed that just passed away. Rest in peace to her, but that's a no from me, dog, okay? And Janome, girl, you gonna be the one, okay? You are the gift that keeps on giving and giving and giving and is not in a good way. Janome is about to give her sister a heart attack, child, and I'm right along with you, sis, okay? Because every time you turn around, she like, you get a surprise, you get a surprise, you get a surprise. She tell you one part of the damn story, and then the next thing you know, honey, she gonna hit you with some other parts that she done left the hell out. Child, let's go ahead and talk about it, get into it, break it on down, take it from the top. You know how we do. So, we're gonna start with Chelsea and Mikey because I really felt like, theirs was the most sincere to me. Didn't have much drama going on. Okay, we shall see as the season goes on. Of course, she picked him up. At this point, he's just so happy. He's excited. He's glad to be out. He's nervous. He's having all different type of emotions. They call up her son while they riding, and it seems like he's interacting, really good with him. And he's also in his feelings and just basically, talks about the fact that his mom passed away. I don't know if I did mention that in last week's recap, but his mom did pass away. She did seem like a nice lady. And basically Chelsea has been not only somebody that got into a good relationship with his mom, and remember we talked about the fact that she kind of had hardships and ups and downs with her own mom and was able to get closure and actually make amends with her mom before she passed. So it's like not only does she go visit her mom's grave, but she go and visit his mom's grave too. She went to the funeral. She apparently has been able to build a relationship with his sisters where she like his sisters and his sisters like her. So that's already a good start where we don't have the negativity that we sometimes have when it comes to this person that I don't know that's coming out of jail that I'm trying to get to learn their family too, and the family is all in the mix of it. Don't seem like we getting none of that, at least so far from what we can see, right? And so, basically all of that is good. And of course he's feeling emotional and guilty that he was not able to be there. He wasn't able to go to his mom's funeral. He wasn't able to give his sisters support or whatever, right? And, of course you have Chelsea, saying she's had these insecurities as far as her always having boyfriends that can hear and you know, how she sounds and how she comes across and all of that kind of stuff. And so it really seems like they're blending in good. They're being able to communicate so far. And you know, when he got arrested, he did get arrested at his sister's house. And, you know, basically his mom was just like, I love you, son. And you could tell that no matter what, his mom was just always still like, that's my baby boy. And, you know, just always was still supportive of him, even though he made these bad choices and he went to jail or whatever the case may be, right? And so he talked about his grandpa's house being right next door to them and them having a farm, and that, you know, a couple of weeks ago she had passed away. So unfortunately, you know, now that he's coming out, he's not coming out to her or whatever, right? He's coming out without his mom being there, and that is going to be weird. And, you know, she just always was by his side and supportive. And so, you know, I get that, right? And so they're going to try to see how they could figure this out and be able to, you know, push through this together as a couple. And him just saying that the fact that Chelsea held him down and she was there and she did go there and kind of represent him since he couldn't be there, and that they do have this thing in common of both their moms, you know, passing away. So she can definitely understand it on a different level, you know, and comprehend what he's going through, because she herself has, you know, been going through it or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Seems like we got a good vibe going on. So, of course, now when we get to the house, you know, one sister was already there to greet him. You know, I think her name was Courtney. She come out, you know, we crying or whatever the case may be. We hugging, we saying how good he look, how big he got, and all of this different type of stuff. And he's just happy to hug her and Chelsea at the same time, and, you know, liking the fact that them two are getting along and that they seem to like each other too. And then the other sister comes and is like, wait a minute, I hear the door, you know, is that her? And she's basically like, you know, go see. And we getting hugs with them too, and them just saying, mom always loved you, she cared about you, you know, you was that baby boy, point blank, period. Okay, it wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And, you know, and then we go and we say we want to see how her mom, you know, how his mom room looks upstairs. So when we get upstairs, you know, he's like, this is where we'll be sleeping. This is the bed or whatever, right? And they saying we could go ahead and help you clean it off. And now we saying that this is like where we going to stay at. Okay, we going to go ahead and climb up in mama bed. And Chelsea's basically like, yeah, no, all right? Like, I love you. I love your mom and all of that, but I don't want to sleep in, you know, nobody's parents' room, period. And especially not somebody that just basically passed away there. On top of it, yeah, that's not what I had in mind or whatever, right? But of course, she don't come straight out and say that. But, well, she does say it to, like, the camera people in the confessional. She doesn't come out directly and say it to him. But you could already tell by her body language and how her face is that she's basically not wanting to stay there. And I don't think, you know, I blame her. I wouldn't want to stay there either. You know, the sister was still basically getting emotional as she's talking to the camera people, and she keep apologizing for the fact that she's getting emotional. It's like, it's okay, you know, we can understand how it feels to just be overwhelmed that he's home and that he's coming home to your mom not being there, and how happy she would have been if she was there because she just loved, you know, him so much or whatever the case may be. And so, you know, it is a little later after they clear off the bed and they laying on it that Chelsea's basically like, yeah, no, okay, I don't want to stay here. He's like, you sure? Like, you know, it was a part of him that did want to stay, but at the same time could understand how she felt with not wanting to stay there. And he basically was like, so hotel? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, you move, I'll move, just like that. I'm gonna go, you know, where you want to go. He's like, you know, one part of him did want to just still be there, but he can't fault her. He definitely could understand it. So he's like, we're gonna go head over to the hotel. Now, he did also find you know, like a card that was there on the bed that apparently had ends up keep getting returned to sender, you know, that was for him for his birthday. And he was like, you know, this is just too much. I can't read this right now. But he did, you know, read it to the camera people a little later, and her just, you know, telling him that she loved him and that she was going to be looking forward to him, you know, coming home or whatever, right? And it was really emotional, okay? I ain't gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. All right, I had little tears in my eyes for him reading his mama's card, right? Very sentimental. So they go ahead and they let his sister know that he's gonna be leaving. He's gonna be going, to the hotel with her, whatever. And they like, we get it or whatever, right? So we say our hugs, give our hugs, say our goodbyes. We go over to the hotel, and of course, what you think he looking for, child? It's been a long time, okay? And he ready to get it in. He ready to touch her skin. He's excited. He talking about crawling into this big bed and them being able to just kind of cozy up and hang, out together alone, okay? Get some alone time. And we already know that Chelsea has been telling us that, she might want him to wait like 4 to 6 months. I'm not too sure, but if I remember correctly, I don't think she's really gotten to that part of it with him. So it's going to be interesting to see when they give that follow-up, when down, did we have the conversation? Is he comfortable with that? Does he feel a way about that since he's already been waiting so long and he was looking forward to this? That is probably, going to be like their real first test, because everything else pretty much seemed like it was going smooth between them two, right? So one thing I did appreciate, child, is he actually stopped those cameramen while they was downstairs outside the hotel. Like, yeah, y'all could go ahead. Okay, it's a good night. Y'all will not be following us in. This is for the VIPs, okay, for us, and we will talk with y'all tomorrow. I said, I know that's right, child, because sometimes they be going up in these damn rooms with them and just, staying too long, showing too much, like Donna and Melissa and Louis. I said, is this about to be a freaking porno? Like, sometimes they be doing too much. So I actually appreciated him, saying that. Now, moving on from them, we could just get Brittany and Andy out the way, child. Brittany and Andy, we picked up directly where we had left off with them. He was coming back in with the coffee. Of course, she's just still in her emotions after hanging up the phone call, with her daughter or whatever. And he's like, what's happening? What's going on? And then she's putting him up to date, like, oh, I just hung up with her. She's upset, which then in turn made me upset, and I'm feeling away right now, whatever. And his response basically was, okay, so what's happening now? He's like, technically, I feel like we should have just really went straight ahead to Rome last night like we were supposed to. And I'm expecting for us to get on the road and get up out of here today. I feel like because we're deterring from what we were supposed to do, that's kind of adding fuel to the fire and making the situation even worse or whatever by you hanging around, because you've already spoke to me and told me about how these stressful, situations can make you feel and the places that they could put you in, and we don't want that to happen. And she's basically like, are you freaking kidding me right now? What are you talking about? How dare that be your response to me? I'm telling you that my daughter is basically having anxiety and going through different emotions, and there's no way that I could turn around and just leave her like this. And she's basically getting annoyed and pissed off with him, like, I'm not going to sit here and listen to what no damn man is telling me, and I'm definitely not going to choose no man over my damn kids. And he's basically like, nobody is telling you to, choose over your kids or whatever. He said, I've been supportive. I've been doing everything that you said you wanted us to do. Is things that we already talked about. I've just tried to, been adjusting things as I can. And his opinion was that they should have just packed it up and went when they were supposed to go, right? And that he don't think this is probably what they need to be doing today. And then she's basically like, I don't understand what the hell you're talking about. Okay, what do you mean or whatever? Like, he was saying, let's be honest, obviously you have some guilt and that's where that's coming from or whatever. And he's like, I'm not saying that something that hasn't already been said, right? Like, these are the conversations that we've been having. This is the things you've been saying to me or whatever. So she's just sitting here laughing like, yo, this is a freaking joke. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, like I said, you just want me to leave my daughter or whatever. And he said, well, she left. She's not here. So what are we really talking about? And he was like, I'm just basically using the words that you said to me, that people, places, and things need to change or whatever. And she's like, okay, but that doesn't have anything to do with my kids or whatever, right? And so he was like, I can see where this is headed or whatever the case may be. And she's like, well, where is it headed? You tell me, since you can see so much, because I'm confused. And so he just starts to go, It's basically y'all giving me, like, this is him being used to being a damn cop, is giving me cop and the freaking person, like the prisoner or the person that's being interrogated. That is exactly what it was giving me. And at the end of the day, like I said, I don't understand how Andy can't pick up the cues. This lady do not want him. She's not interested in him. She was making some valid points where her daughter should be number one. As a matter of fact, Brittany, that's why to a certain degree I can't feel but so bad for you, because you still made these plans. And even after you bringing up the fact that his daughter said that there was a time when he wasn't there, and that obviously it wouldn't be a big deal to him if you miss out on your daughter's life because he was okay with missing out on pieces of theirs, and you're starting to believe what his daughter said, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. But you missed out on your part to keep your kid's life too, and yours was because you were staying locked up. And so therefore that is why you're trying to make it up to your daughter right now in this situation. And I'm not mad at you for it, but you also don't want nothing to do with Andy. You just basically wanted the money. Like, let's be real, let's call a thing and say what the hell it is, right? And Andy, you should be able to pick up on the cues that this lady do not want you. You're giving very thirsty, you're giving desperate, you're giving just... You got an attitude because you ain't getting no ass last night. And you want her to hurry up and y'all to go to live this so-called fantasy world that you got inside of your damn head. That's not happening. And it's either give her the money, let her go ahead about her business, let her use that to stay there longer and rent out the hotel. Like when y'all went to the birthday party and she literally waited to that last minute to be like, oh, well, yeah, it's a birthday party, but wait outside for 2 hours. You should have left from there. Mind you, you've been all this time, you're coming back with coffees and you're going through all this back and forth with her. And in the meantime, you still ain't even checked on your own damn son, who is right there at the hotel with y'all in another freaking room. I'm just like, why are we all wasting each other's times? That's what the bottom line is. And I'm not mad at her for wanting to go to see what her daughter is talking about and spend time with her. But I feel like instead of you continuing to agree that, yeah, come and meet me, come go to this birthday party, you should have been telling Andy, you know what, maybe I can meet up with you later. Maybe when I first come out of jail, you should not be the one there to come and pick me up. It should be me and my daughter. And I should spend time with her before I go to you, if I still choose to continue with this and, make the decision for us to still meet up. All of this right now should not be happening. All of it could be avoided. And now you're sitting here like I'm aggravated. I'm frustrated. I don't know what the heck we're talking about. I don't know why this is turning into an argument. You got Andy saying, I'm not going to argue with you. Okay, if that's what you say, that's fine. And then her getting mad that his response is, okay, that's just fine. He's like, okay, well, let's do a role reversal. You're me and I'm you. What should I say? And she said, oh, I would be saying, take the time you need, spend the time that you need with your son, do what you got to do or whatever. And I'm just going to be here waiting for you. No, ma'am. Okay, I agree with you on the first half, but it's not no, I'm going to be here waiting for you. It's I'm going to go my ass home. And when you finish doing what you got to do, hit me up. Like, what are we doing here? I'm just annoyed with both of them, to be honest. And I do feel like her kids should be her priority. I feel like his kids should be his damn priority. And we don't need to sit here and be using nobody for no money. Like, okay, you was getting whatever change from him while you was locked up. Now you out. Do what you got to do. Make your way. Let him make his way. And like I said, why have we not still had you call your girls? Why have we not had you go check on your son that's right there with you, Andy? You sitting here calling up your friend and you don't even mention the whole story to your friend. You just basically like, oh, I don't know what she doing and I don't understand where this come from, because of course we get to a point where, he's talking about, reiterating his lifestyle and the fact that sometimes with his job, the days that he would miss from his kids or whatever the case may be, and of course his perspective being different from that. Even with that, like, have you tried to make amends with your kids on the fact that that's the way they felt about you? I mean, priorities are mixed up, so she do have some points. It was like two things could be true at the same time. They both actually have, valid points, and we should not even be here in the first place to have the conversation. That's basically what I took away from it. And like I said, she catches an attitude at him saying it's cool. It's like she wants him to have this other response and to be like, okay, yeah, so we're just going to stay here with your daughter. It's like, no, you need to stay here with your daughter because that's what that's your daughter and that's what you should be doing. But I still have a life outside of this, and there is plans that I still have made, and there is money that I have put into this. And I did, bring my son all the way here for us to stand outside for 2 hours. So I do feel like he has a right to feel a certain way too, because obviously those plans are not going that way now. He's basically like, I thought we was leaving yesterday and now it look like we're not going to be leaving today either. So what exactly is your plan? If you're going to go ahead and stay with your daughter, then fine, stay with your daughter. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. And so now, of course, she's saying that he's basically coming off like he have control issues as him being a cop for all these years, that he's probably used to, dealing with cage ladies. Yeah, you didn't think about that when you literally started deciding to talk to somebody that's a damn cop? Like, I agree with you, right? And so she's like, excuse me, now he's just coming off like a pushy dickhead. And when he's outside, he's saying to his friend that it's a Jekyll and Hyde situation. He don't understand what's going on. And of course, the way that he's explaining to his friends coming back talking about, oh, that seems, drastic. And he's saying, well, everything seems to be going haywire today. Is like, no, you're not telling your friend the full story. You're just telling him from your perspective of what you think is okay, right? And so, or to make yourself look a certain way. And at this point, Brittany's daughter did, contact her. She is coming there outside ready to pick her up, and she's packing up the bag or whatever to go with her daughter. And he's saying how she talked about this kind of stuff being things that could lead her up to, getting back into her drugs and the same type of things that she used to do or whatever. And she literally just walks past him, doesn't say nothing, got a bag, and, is on her way going with her daggone daughter, I guess. And he was like, now she's upset with me. And listen, child, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. This lady did not want to be bothered with you. And as far as I'm concerned, like I said, you didn't have to be there for the party. You didn't have to go back to the hotel to sleep. Both of y'all are playing games with each other, right? And, he's so freaking, I don't know, she's leaving now. Wake the hell up, Andy. That was that with them, right? It really wasn't much. Of course, he finally did make his way to, his son and put him up to speed, again making it seem like she just left and he didn't know why. And the son, of course, updated his sisters what was happening. Moving on from them, we got Sheree and Anthony, child, and I don't know how long they gonna last either, because of course she was super excited to pick him up or whatever. He happy to see her. She asking him what happened with the clothes, because I think it was last week with Keenock's situation, we was hearing that when they're getting out, they actually get to mail them clothes that they could come out in. And apparently something had happened with his where he didn't get his. So she was like, oh, I got you. I done got you a whole bunch of stuff. So you going to be all right, because no, that ain't going to do. Okay, they got you looking like you a damn choir director or something, right? And she's basically passing him this chicken that his mom made. And he like, yeah, I don't want no parts of that. He gonna talk about some, I want real food. I said, sir, that is real food. Okay. And I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but you been in here eating damn jail food all this time. So I would think you would be tearing that up. Like, say you just want some damn, junk food or whatever the case may be, because I don't know how your mama chicken ain't real food unless you just know your mama ain't a good cook. Could be that too. But you wanted to go over to some damn Popeyes, and then you was complaining about every damn thing when y'all got there, and it was kind of annoying me. I'm just saying, okay? But anyway, I'm skipping ahead. At this point, when she first picked him up, she was telling him she had other things for him. She also got this freaking big ass folder, child, with an itinerary set. And he like, yeah, no, you doing too much with that, which I did agree with him with that part, right? The last thing he want to do is come out of jail and feel like somebody else got him on a damn schedule. He already done been on the schedule for the years that he been in there. So, why would he want to do that? And he was talking about, you ain't my damn PO or nothing like that, all right? And basically, she just says she always likes to plan everything. I get it. I'm a planner too, but I still think she's like team too much. And so, she asking him if he like it, and he like, yeah, no, because it sounds like a GPS monitor to me, so I'm not with it. But of course, he's talking about how he want to, clap them cheeks. Okay, that's one of the first things that he want to do. And she like, boy, you so nasty. Okay, so now, we get in the background, of course, with just how he would get in trouble, and he didn't have a dad, but he grew up with his mom or whatever. His dad had actually passed away when he was 4 years old. He wasn't a kid with the silver spoon in his mouth. He was from the streets, and it was about 16 years old that was the first time that he got in trouble, whatever. And without those trials and tribulations, he wouldn't be who he is today, right? And he's saying he never going back. Now, there was some things that I did like that he was saying. Some things was just giving me, this is definitely going to be a problem, though. And then we throwing the damn shoes that she had, that he took off to put on his new shoes, and the clothes, just leaving it out there on the floor. Okay, I said, okay, y'all ain't got to be damn litter bugs. But while we driving or whatever, of course, she asking him how he felt to be good, felt to be out. It's good to be out. This is my first time riding a car without shackles. He's telling her how beautiful she is, how he can't wait to make it do what it do. And he's also saying that, because she was like, well, where do you see us in 2 to 3 years? I like the way he phrased it and where he was going, but I still ain't see him answer her question. He's really told what he planned on doing, not what they would be doing. And his plans is to work and go to school, to have this, food truck by next year. And she was saying what a good cook he is. So maybe since he's into cooking, maybe his mama food was trash, child. I don't know, now that I think about it. But nonetheless, he just was like, I'm going to be working hard. And he said he know this is not easy, but he also know that he going to need money to be able to make things happen. He going to be needing to keep himself busy so that he don't go back out into the streets. And I love the fact that he was saying that, right? And just the toughest part of him being in prison is him having to be on a schedule, going through this routine, and Love being able to tell him when he got to wake up, when he got to eat, when he got to use the bathroom, and all of that different kind of stuff, right? So, of course, they get back into the fact of her schedule and this itinerary and how that makes him feel. And she's like, well, the last thing that I want you to do is feel that way. I definitely don't want that, right? And she's asking him, is that going to be a turn off? And is like, is that a real question? Hell yeah, it's going to be a turn off. Absolutely. Okay. So we definitely going to have some issues if she don't loosen up with that. And we literally are seeing alarms going off as they are driving, whereas one alarm that was 11 o'clock, he was supposed to already be eating. The other one was 1 o'clock, he was supposed to be getting his hair cut. So, of course, we behind time. We not on, the exact schedule that she set. And he's basically saying he's more of, I like to go with the flow kind of person, right? And of course, they did stop, like I said, and picked up, this Popeyes or whatever. And he's complaining, oh, it got mayonnaise on it. Well, you've never told me you don't like mayonnaise. Oh, and a damn pickle. Okay, so he's disgusted with that. And his mom calls him, and he just has a short conversation with her, like, oh, Mom, yeah, I'm out. I'm good. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. And she telling him good. And then they go to what apparently is an old neighborhood that they both familiar with that look deserted. Some of the places are still the same. Some are different. And we get there for him to get this haircut. And he's pretty much familiar with the guys. One of the last times before he got arrested, which apparently wasn't too far from the barbershop, this was the guy that actually had cut his hair. So he do know him. And I was cracking up too, because when he went in there, that guy that was in that next seat getting his haircut looked like, why the hell they coming in here with cameras? Like, I ain't want to be on no cameras and all of that, right? But nonetheless, they was just talking about the history of the neighborhood and how people really don't come there unless they're coming for a haircut. And he was saying that he definitely wouldn't be coming, unless it's to get a haircut. And the guy was like, basically saying, like, I knew that he was into stuff, but then he tried to clean it up, like, let me not tell on myself on camera, right? Well, I ain't know exactly what he was into, but I knew he was into some things, because obviously he didn't have a job or anything like that. So where would he be getting money from? And he had money. So it's just like, 2 + 2 is 4 type of thing, right? And then later on, he end up, going to jail. So he's telling them like, yeah, I'm out now. I'm not trying to go back. That's my girl. She been, there for me. She been holding me down. We've been through it. While they still there, she already got the damn alarm that's supposed to be 2 o'clock. They supposed to been at the hotel or whatever, right? And he just saying how she did a lot for him and that she throwing him this party on Saturday. But in all actuality, he ain't worried about no damn party. Okay, he could care less about a party, but this is what she wants. And of course, when she go outside and sit in the car, she still, I'm really want to do this party, but he still don't know my baby father gonna be there. One, I think this is the perfect place for them to have a conversation because it'll be so many people around. And two, I also just want to be able to show him off to my baby father. And I'm like, girl, that's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. That is going to be a whole ass mess. Like, what do they really need to have a conversation for? I'm confused. You're already trying to control way too many things. And if he bring his ass out of jail like he said he was going to decide to start telling this man how he supposed to be a father to his son, girl, you gonna be having people at that party seeing a damn fight. That's what the hell you gonna have. But okay, she talking about it's a good idea. I said, all right, girl, if you say so. So when he got in the car after getting his hair cut, he really did look nice. Okay, definitely cleaned up good. And he was like, are we on the way to the hotel now? And she was like, yep, okay, sure are. We going to do what we gotta do. I said, all right. So child, moving on from there. Wait, did I talk about Melissa and Donna? I mean, I don't know why I keep saying Melissa and Donna. Donna's such a hot freaking mess. Melissa and Louie, child. Melissa and Louie, of course, has snuck out the house after, Mama had put them to bed, okay? They was sneaking out just like they was damn teenagers, and they was basically saying, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Like, if they didn't already give you rules before you left the prison as to you can't go here or do this or do that, then you don't have no rules that you could break, right? You are going to go see the parole officer the next day, and they're going to tell you what's what and whether you're going to be able to move to Virginia or not, right? And so right now we just worried about getting to this hotel and being able to get it in, honey. And we're super excited about that, right? Child, they stayed in that room way too long with them. I was like I said, what the hell is this? Are y'all about to show us everything? Like, get the hell up out of there. We seeing them trying to get each other clothes off and him saying how he gonna rip everything off fast. I was cracking up when she said she thought it was gonna be a couple seconds, but it was minutes, right? And then they started giving us way too much information about her daggone period started. I said, child, what? And how she felt like, it was her losing his virginity, her losing her virginity to him, and then him losing her virginity to her, in terms of the fact that it had been 10 years since he had got some. So it's like we waking up and seeing that we done missed like 11 calls from damn Donna, okay? And of course, when we finally get her on the phone, she going off and she's saying how's the unmarked car, and what if they come and be like, oh, I need to speak to, your mom as far as parole. And he's like, it don't work like that. At this point, he's being very straightforward with her, which I did like, because I remember I was questioning like, okay, Louie, you're telling Melissa don't pay my mom no mind, but would you actually be direct with your mom? And so far he actually has been. He was like, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way or a nasty way or whatever the case may be, but you doing too much. Like, no, they're not going to be doing all of that, and I'm going to give you the update and let you know what's what. We're fine, I'm fine, she's fine. Melissa at one point was like, Donna, everything is okay with us, and she was like, girl, be quiet, okay? Nobody ain't talking to you. So now when we get in the car and we leaving to go there, we're having this conversation of what if they say, we got to wait 6 months. Well, if they say we got to wait 6 months, I think I can handle that. I could still be able to rock with you. But if they say it's a year, that might be too much for me. I don't know that I could do that, right? And child, then she's like, but a year, I don't know if I could trust you. And I'm like, if you don't trust the man, then don't be with the man. He's telling her I'm all in, because she was like, he said, if you was able to be with me while I was locked up, at least we can still visit each other and be with each other. in terms of me being out now, even though we may not be in the same state, at least that would make it easier. But she's saying, no, it would be just as hard because now that she opened him up and gave him some, he gonna want to go around and hump with everybody and their damn mama. He gonna be wanting to get him some. It may not be times that she could always get there and be able to visit with him and be with him there. So she would be basically worried about that. And I'm like, girl, if you're not going to trust the man, then you're not going to be able to be with him. That doesn't matter whether he's in the same state with you or not. Like, grow the hell up. So he got head into the appointment. She's sitting outside giving the update like, yeah, I'm waiting for him to come out now and find out what's going to happen. Child, why Donna come up here in her freaking house dress knocking at the window with a spoon? I said, Donna, you doing too much now too, child. And she like, yeah, how dare y'all? And what do y'all think y'all doing? I had to come here and see what's going on. She like, yo, where the hell you came from? How long you been here? Okay, well, don't just, stand out here and be making a whole bunch of ruckus and a damn scene. Come sit in the freaking truck since you already here. And she like, yeah, I will. So she go sit in the truck and he come out not that long after that. And he opening up the damn door like, what the hell are you doing here? And what do you have on? That shit cracked me up. I ain't gonna lie, right? And he like, you been here the whole time? And it's like, no, not the whole time. But she did come up here acting a freaking fool. So they get out. And, of course, they both want to know what the hell, was the outcome. Mind you, when Melissa asked her, like, so if it is a thing where he goes back to Jersey and he gets approved, would you move back there? And it's like, yeah, maybe I would, right? I wouldn't be surprised, child. She probably would. So when he come out, he basically was saying, well, so far, whatever, what was it? I think he have to pay like $38 a week. I think like that. It was either 38 or 58, something like that. And he also, like that would be for 10 years. She was like, for 10 years? And he was like, yeah, right. And, he has to call her by tomorrow or whatever to update her and let her know that he would be staying at the hotel for the next week. So you already know that mama gonna be pissed with that. She don't like that because she want to be able to use any damn excuse to basically still have him there at the damn house with her, right? And then they both was kind of like, and what about Jersey? And then we just, gonna leave it damn like a freaking cliffhanger as to what the hell the parole officer said about that. Oh, child. Janome. Girl, you gonna be the one to watch out this season because I said I know you freaking lying. Now, last week we already caught you in a whole bunch of foolishness when you was going to hawk all your family heirlooms and the stuff that grandma done gave you for you to get up this money. Now, in this episode, you decide to go see about a damn adoption with this inmate that you don't know from a hole in the wall, but that you've been with for, 7 years, that you're saying you cheated on him with in last week's episode with one individual, okay? But he still want to be the baby daddy. He still love the baby. So we trying to see about this adoption, right? And we get over here to the freaking place and come to find out when he's like, well, do you know who the father is? Has there been DNA and all of that different kind of stuff? Because that then determines what would happen as far as adoption and that person basically signing away their rights. And then in terms of if y'all do the adoption and, y'all get married and then the marriage doesn't work, then that would be then arrangement as far as how custody will go and different things of that nature. Child, we get her in here admitting that no, it was not just one guy that we slept with. It was 3 and a possible. I said, where the possible coming at, sis? Where the possible coming at, sis? Me and her sister had the same damn freaking look. Like, are we playing spades out here in these streets? And I actually feel sad for Janome. I mentioned this in the last one. I just think she has a low self-esteem. I do not think that she thinks of herself as a beautiful woman, which she really is. And I think that it's given very much, desperate. She talks about the fact that she has never had no real relationships. The first relationship you do choose to have is somebody that you've never seen in person, that you don't know from a hole in the wall, that's behind bars. Okay, but you're talking about with great conversations y'all have on the phone. But then in the same time, you don't know who is exactly this is. You're not sure of exactly who this is. It could be one of these three people, but all before you specifically told your sister that it was this one person, and that's what you was telling us last week. But then you want to say that he supposedly does know that it's between three people as well, right? And she wasn't happy, and so she cheated. I don't even know if it's technically cheating, being as though he was in jail, but girl, whatever. And of course the sister's fear is that he's probably just using you, because now at this point he knows that you feel bad about the cheating, and so you're trying to do everything you can to quote unquote make up for it. And at the end of the day, you don't know him, and you're admitting that you don't know these other damn guys either, but you worried about trying to set up an adoption for something that you don't even know how y'all gonna be when he get out. Like, girl, the priorities, okay, the way we are setting up things and the way we are doing things is so freaking backwards and out of order. I'm sorry, okay? So you don't know who the father could be. Excuse me. And so she never looked into this. She never asked about it. She was horny. She was sad. She was a mixture of all these different things. And that's why she cheated. Okay? So now the bottom line is, what happens if they do this adoption and then they end up getting divorced? And of course, there's different steps for that, right? Because if you get divorced now, that's just a normal custody case. Fine. Child, Janomi, I'm telling you, you got a lot, right? And she's saying it's still stuff they gotta address, whoop-de-whoop-de-rule, right? But she's hoping that they're gonna be together forever. You know, people don't know that side of them being able to deal with each other and how they've been talking to each other and the type of relationship that they've had, even though it's only over the damn phone, y'all. But we don't know, right? So I said, girl, whatever. But it's her baby. She gonna do anything she can to protect him. So now when we're leaving, of course, her sister's talking to her more about it. You know, I can't believe all this new stuff I'm learning about. Every time I turn around, you spilling something else out, child. Okay, at this point, I would be like, do I know everything? Like, tell me everything now, okay? And does he know everything? And she was like, yeah, I definitely was honest with him about it all or whatever, right? And it's just a lot. And so, of course, that's when her sister was talking about, wow, this, you know, how this gives her a new perspective. She already was nervous. That made her feel even more so like, you know, it would be a thing where he would just try to get what he could get because he know how she is and what she did, and that she's going to want to try to make up for it, right? Which is valid. So now it's time for her to actually take a 18-hour damn trip to get to him, to get him out. So she's dropping her son off. She's getting very emotional about that, saying that she don't normally, you know, drop him nowhere. She haven't been away from him that long. So, of course, that's, you know, just different emotions with that. But at the same time, looking forward to going to pick up, you know, Red, and feeling like she got to be there for him. Of course, she's crying, and her sister's like, he's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. But at one point, her sister like, yo, do we need to turn around? Because she's talking about the time that it's going to take to fly, the time that it's going to take to drive, the money that it's going to take. And it's like, girl, if you feel like this is too much for you, then just don't do it, right? But of course, she do want to do it, but she also is just emotional and crying about it. And baby, it's a whole hot ass mess, y'all. That was basically Love After Lockup. You know, you guys tell me what y'all think about these couples so far, okay? Who y'all think, you know, might just be able to make it? Who y'all think needs to hang it up ASAP? Who y'all think should have never even been there? Put it in the comments, y'all. Tell me what you liked, you didn't like, all that good stuff. Anything that I left out, let's discuss it down there. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined, child. Honey, baby, they gonna give us some mess this season, especially Sheree and Janomi. They gonna give it to us, and I'm gonna be right here for it. But I'll talk with y'all later. Toodaloo.